Good afternoon and welcome to The Rundown. I'm your host, Captivating Christian, and here are some of your top stories for today, the 21st of September. Murkowski says that the Supreme Court nominee should not be taken up before the election. North Korea laundering money through U.S. banks reportedly. And bar owner shoots himself dead just hours before he was due to turn himself in on manslaughter charges for shooting and killing a Black Lives Matter protester during the George Floyd riots. And 6 men in Oregon are charged with allegedly starting fires during the wildfire season on purpose. And a woman suspected of sending poison letter to Trump is arrested. And Trump supporters convoy white power chants as they roll through North Carolina. Let's get to the news. Senator Lisa Murkowski, Republican out of Alaska, said on Sunday that the Senate should not take up a Supreme Court nomination before the election, becoming the second GOP senator to voice opposition to a vote before November 3rd. Murkowski's statement comes before fellow moderate GOP Senator Susan Collins, Republican out of Maine, said on Saturday that she also believes that the Senate should not vote on a Supreme Court nomination before the election, though she's opened the door for a Senate Judiciary Committee holding a hearing in the interim weeks. Neither Collins nor Murkowski directly addressed in their statements how they would view an attempt to confirm a Supreme Court nominee during the end of the year of a lame duck session. Murkowski's position, while a win for Democrats, was largely expected. She indicated over the summer that she would not support moving a Supreme Court nomination in the final weeks before an election, and reiterated that decision as recently as Friday, hours before the news of the death of the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Good afternoon, and welcome to The Rundown. I am Captivating Christian, and I'd like to welcome you to The Rundown once again. Here, I just like to give my personal thoughts on the stories for this afternoon. First, let's get some business out of the way. To all new subscribers or watchers of the channel, welcome. Hopefully you hit that like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell, of course, wherever it may be, so you never miss another update on what's going on here at Cap Hill. And to my state reps that are you in the chat, welcome, and let's get started. So our first story comes out of where else but Washington, D.C. And sorrowfully, with the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who's a Supreme Court justice, it opens the door to her seat being filled, and who will fill it. And all I can say at this moment is, oh my God! Because, yeah, it's looking crazy. Now, if we can go back in our time machines, back to 2016, early 2016, when Justice Scalia passed away and the Supreme Court vacancy was open, then President Donald Trump sent forth his nominational pick in Merrick Garland to be the next Supreme Court justice to take Jonathan Scalia's spot. And Turkey Neck Mitch McConnell, you know, that famous guy. So Mitch McConnell said, oh, hell no. Yeah, Mitch McConnell said pretty much, hell no, that's not happening. So they conjured up this little scheme in which they would say that in a lame duck election, which is an election where an incumbent president or person has to then be voted in by the people, either to be reelected or lose their seat, can be the only person to pick a nomination for the Supreme Court. Now, however, if you're looking for the Republicans to stand by that same argument that they gave Obama back in 2016, you would be completely
wrong.
And you
are fake news.
Because that's not happening. So hopefully y'all can, get with it and really understand that it's all a game.
Come on, man.
Of power. And the Republicans will do absolutely anything to make sure that their power is maintained. Now, whether that is by actually getting the president in, or even if the president loses, at least they have the courts locked down to where in which they can actually, put in stone any law that they wanted. So, yeah. If you're waiting around for the Republicans to keep their word, like a Lindsey Graham who said at any moment they're on and popping and they will pick someone nominated, they will go through hearings and actually, send them on into the Supreme Court, you'll be waiting around forever because the Republicans will. They don't give a god darn about what they said in 2016. It's all about right now. And right now it's about the power grab. So don't be sitting around waiting for these damn Republicans to actually stick to their word, because they're not. They're going to get somebody in there as sure as my name is what it is. So believe what I tell you.
Shit.
They're going to pick a justice for Ruth Bader Ginsburg's seat. The only thing that the Democrats can do is filibuster. And to be very clear, Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins always immediately jump to, we're going to vote against what the regular Republicans are voting for. And then come time for a vote or anything of that nature, when you think that they were staying to one side because of their principles, quote unquote, they throw a
gotcha, bitch,
and then they vote with their fellow Republicans. So at this point, I'm not following or believing anything that Lisa Murkowski or Susan Collins say at this point. They would have to show me with an actual vote. Otherwise,
bye, Felicia.
Yeah, because Susan Collins herself is up for re-election this cycle in 2020. So she may be talking all this, not voting and sticking to the rule that they made in 2016 now. But who knows what she'll vote for if she finds out that maybe her numbers are doing better. She might just go along with the party. So I'm going to need everybody to get with it. Man. And know that it's a game being played of power, and they don't give a gosh darn what the hell they said before, because they will go after what they need to go after. And that's power. A leak of documents from leading financial institutions revealed a massive North Korean scheme to evade sanctions by laundering money through U.S. banks, according to NBC News. The documents were part of a massive leak of suspicious activity reported and filed with the Treasury's Department of Financial Crime Enforcement Network. Originally obtained by BuzzFeed News, the reports revealed an extensive effort by North Korean officials to launder at least $174 million over a period of several years through major U.S. banks such as J.P. Morgan Chase, using an array of shell companies and sometimes assisted by Chinese businesses. The Treasury Department officials refused to comment on the information revealed in the report when contacted by the news networks. In addition, it is and has been referred to matters of the Justice Department. On one report, J.P. Morgan to the Treasury Department obtained by NBC News indicated that the bank had allowed nearly $90 million in financial transactions involving companies believed to have ties to North Korea between 2011 and 2013. The companies had been previously flagged as suspicious by JP Morgan, according to reports. Alright, so this particular story here has to do with the North Korea laundering money through American banks. Now, we may all take a seat and go, well, what in the world?
Hello?
What the hell is going on, right? And think, okay, this has Trump written all over it because of all the, crimey stuff he's done with the banks, laundering money himself through the Russians and everything. But, I don't think so. I think this was definitely something meant to be dropped because it ties Joe Biden and the Obama administration to it because of the years in which they have been investigated. So, yeah, I think it is a low-down, dirty political game that they are using right now to basically say that Biden, of course, because he is in the running to be president, is corrupt. And yeah.
Well, that comes under the category of too bad.
It sure does, because there's evidence that the North Koreans have been laundering money, and they have been doing it for a very, very, very long time. And I'm sure that the Trump administration, as well as Trump himself, either knew about this or let it continue and go on until they needed to pull it out and use it for the American public as far as voting is concerned. Okay, one report has said that JP Morgan to the Treasury Department obtained by NBC News allowed over $90 million of financial transfers, including the companies that they believed had ties to North Korea between the years of 2011 and 2013. All right. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar, this was all during the Obama administration. So my hunch is that they're going to use this scandal of North Korea using American banks to, wash their money clean and all this other kind of gangster mentality stuff that Russia has been doing, and the Trump company and Russia have been doing for years. They're going to try and smear Joe Biden and the Obama administration with this entire secret reports have discovered that North Korea has been laundering money through U.S. banks. Now, this could just show just how corrupt the banking system is and just how crooked they are able to be gangsters and laundromats for people's money and clean their dirty money, make it clean, and then send it back. So it could be a double-edged sword a little bit, but I do believe that the Trump administration will be using a lot of this to go after Joe Biden. So best wishes to Joe Biden. I just think that he needs to get it together. And this was definitely because when I first initially saw it, I was like, oh, they got him. And then I looked a little, read a little deeper and was like, that is just something for the Trump campaign to use and add on to it and definitely, keep using it all the way until the election as some sort of crime that the Obama administration, as well as Vice President Joe Biden, was a part of and gained money from. So yeah, it's kind of a sticky situation, and it definitely wants you to be like,
Jesus Christ.
Ooh, yeah, it really is a stinger. It is a bit of a stinger, but we'll see what happens with this and other news. All right. A white Nebraska bar owner was charged with manslaughter over the shooting of a black man during a chaotic night of George Floyd protest in May has been found dead from suicide. Jake Gardner, an ex-Marine, was indicted by a jury for fatally shooting 22-year-old James Scarlot in Omaha on May 30th. On Friday, a judge signed paperwork to issue an arrest warrant for Gardner. He was supposed to turn himself in on Sunday, but was found dead near Portland, Oregon. Gardner shot himself after authorities in Hillsboro, Oregon received a call of a suicidal party. Two law enforcement sources told the Omaha World Herald the death happened this weekend, though Hillsboro police would not confirm the death or time that it happened. Gardner's attorney confirmed his suicide and said that his client, who had traumatic brain injuries and PTSD from his military days, would have been proven innocent. Okay, a couple days ago, I told you a story of James Scarlot, the 22-year-old protester of a Black Lives Matter protest in Omaha that had to deal with the death of George Floyd and police brutality. Now, this white bar owner got into a confrontation with one of the protesters. I guess they were talking back and forth. It's alleged that one of the protesters pushed the bar owner down and he wound up falling. And then when he got up, he pulled his gun out. And when he pulled his gun out in a threatening manner towards the person he was having an altercation with, the 22-year-old jumped on his back to, save the lives of others. And I guess he, threw the 22-year-old off his back and then shot him. At first, they were not going to charge the bar owner with no charges because the theory was that he shot the 22-year-old James Sherlock in self-defense. However, in a deeper investigation, even information that the prosecutors were not aware of, it comes to find out that in recordings, in text messages, and other things that he was saying to other people, that it was not self-defense at all. Pretty much that he was hoping to encounter someone at this protest or at any of these protests and looking to basically hurt someone, was kind of his words, and I'm paraphrasing, but to hurt someone. Now, it has been reported that he was supposed to turn himself in on Sunday and did not because he committed suicide. His lawyer is actually saying that social media had a lot to do with this man killing himself because he suffered from PTSD and other mental illnesses, along with the pressure from social media from what he did, and that if he was able to stand trial, then it would be shown that he actually did not do anything wrong and it was all in self-defense. Now, I hear all that. I do hear it, and not being a mental health expert, I don't really know what to say on that. All I can say for that is I can call on Black Jesus. But past that, obviously when the investigation was done, another one was done after, of course, the initial one proved that he, did in self-defense. But they looked at other evidence, and other evidence did prove from a grand jury, which is a jury of other people in law enforcement. There's police officers, retired chiefs, some regular citizens who actually work in law enforcement, like do clerical work or things of that nature. Some lawyers. It's the whole array of people, but they're all involved in some sort of law enforcement or in the Justice Department itself, right? That is what a grand jury is made up of. And then they hear the evidence that the lawyers bring forth, and then from that and other evidence and discovery, they say, okay, yeah, you can actually have a trial on this. And then it goes into all those other processes where they're getting the jury sequestered and all of that, right? So before that, that's what just happened. So they had got new evidence that was new to everybody. And they all came to the decision that, yeah, okay, it wasn't quite self-defense, that it was more to it than self-defense. Which, I mean, at the end of the day, if that's what it was what it was, okay. It was a moment, right? And I'm thinking the reaction from all that has happened, from them actually finding out information about him, the private information that they did find, that really put a spotlight on his true feelings about all of that, about race, about people of color, and all of this made him, the suspect, pretty nervous that he would possibly be going to jail and have to stay in jail upon being convicted for murder, right? So he got scared. He got really scared, and the quickest way to get out of it is for some to commit suicide. I mean, it is what it is. It's sad, but it's true. I mean, there's no other reason for him to commit suicide. If he felt he was innocent, then just go through the trial process and, let the jury say that you're innocent. I mean, that's the only way to do it. But
oh, hell no!
You wasn't having that. You said, no, you're not going to go to jail because you're not going to be looked at no type of way, and you ain't going to be somebody.
Does he look like a bitch?
You wasn't going to be somebody's miss thing, so you decided to take that road through suicide. And not even to make fun of suicide, because there's nothing to make fun of, because it's not a laughing matter.
Don't be rude.
So I won't be rude. But I just felt like, and of course, we like to bring up the military, and for those of you who fought in the military, and for our men and women who fight for this country and the liberties we share, definitely salute you. But it is funny to me how whenever they commit crimes, it is always a lone wolf, it is always with their military service, and they have mental issues and all these other things that don't characterize them as thugs, when in actuality, that's just what they are. They are thugs, and that's just what they should be looked at as. But no, they seem to always look at us as thugs and criminals, and they're always, something less harmful. And I think they really sound...
You stupid!
From the lawyer talking all this mess about how social media made him run to commit suicide. No, what made him run to commit suicide is that he really realized that, all this information that they had got, that they discovered, he could really be going to jail for murder of this 22-year-old. So, hopefully the family will still get some kind of justice, even from this apparent suicide. So we shall see what... Hey, this is Captivating Christian here to remind you to tune in to Politics and Wellness every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Politics and Wellness every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. You never know what you might get. At least 6 men in Oregon have been charged with allegedly starting fires in the region on purpose. It happened in the wake of the widespread wildfires in the West. One suspect damaged more than a dozen homes and put people in danger, authorities say. A second man allegedly burned hundreds of acres in Lane County. And the fourth other suspect allegedly caused more than minor flames which were put out. None of the suspects, however, were allegedly motivated by politics. Unsubstantial rumors circulated around Oregon that a left-wing extremists were starting wildfires. This resulted in reports of armed locals east of Portland setting up roadblocks. Rumors spread like wildfire, and now our 911 dispatchers and professional staff are being outrun with requests for information and inquiries about an untrue rumor that 6 Antifa members have been arrested for setting fires in Douglas County, Oregon. The Douglas County Sheriff said on September 10th statement. The 4 suspects in smaller fires reportedly dealt with drug addiction, mental illness, and homelessness. This next story is, of course, 6 men have been charged with starting fires in Oregon and the surrounding areas and counties. All right, so these fire marshal bills start lighting fires as we're dealing with climate change and the actual wildfires in California, Northern California, all parts of Southern California, burning orange due to fires, natural fires, as well as 6 dumb white men lighting fires that they say, oh, it wasn't political. However, there's these rumors going around that they were left-wing people lighting these fires. Now, I mean, of course, that would be the rumor to actually be used so President Donald Dum Dum could then take rumors that we know are possibly more than likely.
Grab him by the pussy.
No, not that one.
Wrong.
And
you are fake news.
Fake news. Right. That they're wrong and fake news and use them for his benefit. So I'm sure even if it is
wrong,
he's still going to use it and talk about how people have been starting these forest fires who are basically Democrats, right? Because they don't want him elected. Now, I don't know what that would have to do with anything. If anything, these white men, I'm sure, have more political ties to his party, because the reason why they would continue to start the fire is to help Donald Trump. I couldn't see it any other way, but I could be wrong. So we'll see what more of these investigations of these 6 white men starting fires that have damaged homes, left people homeless, businesses have burned down, farmlands have burned down. So we'll see, and we'll see what kind of story we come up with of their mental health and mental state, and not just call them what they are. Malicious thugs who support the president in any way. And if he, says burn down something, or when he says he can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and get away with it, if he can't, then his supporters will. And that's basically what they're showing you. A woman suspected of sending a letter contained with poison to President Donald Trump was arrested as she tried to enter the U.S. from Canada as a border crossing in New York State. The U.S. law enforcement officials say the woman was carrying a gun and arrested by U.S. authorities, according to the law enforcement officials. The U.S. prosecutors in Washington, D.C. are expected to bring charges against her. CNN previously reported that law enforcement had intercepted the enriched package sent to Trump last week, according to 2 law enforcement officials, and that investigators were looking into the possibility that it came from Canada. Persons familiar with the investigation told CNN the letter was mailed from St. Herbert, Quebec, and contained... Alright, and in this story, somebody sent Trump some mail. Can you believe that? Somebody mailed Trump a letter.
Oh, hell no!
right? So they mailed Trump a letter, and I don't know what it was in hopes of. I guess in hopes of him actually getting it, opening it, and actually, I guess, getting poisoned by the substance. But I'm sure she missed that part in class where you know that, all of his mail gets vetted, it gets chemically checked, it gets all of these things before it actually reaches the president. And 9 times out of 10, he doesn't actually get the letter itself. He may even get a rundown or a copy of it, just for that very reason that he does not actually touch something with some kind of chemical substance on it. But anyway, this lady sent a letter with a granulated substance on it, something that looked like ground up coffee beans or something on this letter, which was actually a poison as a form of a... Gotcha, bitch! But actually, no, the White House intercepted it, and it was a bye Felicia moment for them, because then they... Enemy spotted. Yeah, that enemy got spotted, and when she tried to cross the border from Canada into the United States, they told her, "Come on, man," that you can't do that, and they locked her up. So she is now a suspect in a federal crime because, of course, as we know, trying to do something to the president is a federal crime. So although you may not like the man, right?
Don't be rude.
And try to send him no poison through the mail, thinking that it was going to actually get to him directly without going through proper channels. Because I'm sure they have the same kind of system in Canada, in which you could send the Prime Minister a letter and it doesn't go directly to him in his hand, in fear that someone could try to threaten his life. So I'm just saying, maybe next time you might want to think a little more about something like that before you go sending that and having to spend quite a bit of time after this in jail for something that...
You stupid!
Yeah, could have been avoided. So just maybe next time. Try harder. But it's cute how they basically told her, or I guess Donald Trump told her, and be sure to join Jay Wilson, Rebel Sun, The Official King Payne, Conscious TV, and Captivating Christian this and every Thursday at 6:45 Central Standard Time, 7:45 Eastern Standard Time for the Gentleman's Panel, where we are not afraid to go there and discuss an array of topics. See you there. Shortly before President Donald Trump's North Carolina rally, a group of supporters were rolling deep and screaming racial rhetoric in the streets, not too far from where he touched down. A convoy of pickup trucks decorated with Trump 2020 stickers and American flags roamed through downtown North Carolina on Saturday, where some folks in their vehicles screamed out "White Power" to bystanders watching them go by. You hear it clearly at least twice. In this last story, you can see the video clip of a rally in North Carolina, a pre-game rally for this thing in North Carolina, where Trump supporters were seen in their pickup trucks with Trump and Pence 2020 flags, as well as the American flag, yelling out "White Power." Yeah. Sometimes hearing that kind of stuff just makes me want to just say a prayer at night. And it's usually something that goes like this.
Oh, sweet Jesus, let me kill this nigga.
Yeah, because you get tired of the same old stuff, especially when people try to tell you that racism doesn't really exist anymore and police brutality is a thing of the past and they don't know where this is coming from because it has no bearing on anything. And when you see it straight in your face, that,
Jesus Christ.
There's nothing else to say. It very much exists, and they know who their champion is, and their champion is President Trump. Now, for me, what I'm bewildered about, and what makes me even be like,
shit,
is that black people, or people of color, whatever color you may be, actually will support a president even though you know and see that he is being supported by white supremacists. Now, whether they are, full out white supremacists or they're just, saying it to say it, they actually feel it. And we need to stop dumbing it down as if it was some kind of joke. Oh no, they meant it and they believe it, and that's their champion. So if you continue to support this particular president, because you can support any other Republican president, you just don't have to support this one. And the fact that you do, you just sound real...
You stupid!
When you can see for yourself that his supporters want nothing to do with you because they believe in white power, right? So unless you believe in white power yourself,
Jesus Christ,
then maybe I can understand why a lot of you stick by him when it's clear that you are
enemy spotted,
and that you're just getting played along for the ride. So you might want to pipe down on your support of someone who doesn't see it for you, because then you just look real silly and dumb. And at the end of the day, if you do vote for him and he does, God forbid, get reelected, and you wind up in a concentration camp or some kind of prison segregated from your family because we're doing the whole separating thing, then that's just...
Well, that comes under the category of too bad.
Because you voted for what you wanted. Whether you voted or you chose not to vote, you still...
Well, that comes under the category of too bad.
So I'll pass on that. I know what he is, and I know what he's not. And what he's not, he won't be the next president of these United States.
Oh, hell no!
And once again, thank you for watching CCN Midday News. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also hit that notification button so you will never miss another news update. Have a great day. Peace.